All right. Our lesson 11.1, we're going to take a look at some basic trig identities and apply it to some trig algebra. So there's a couple reciprocal identities we need to remember. We need to remember that cosecant x is the same as 1 over sine x. Secant x is the same as 1 over cosine x. Cotangent x is the same as 1 over tan x. So those are our reciprocal identities. We also have quotient identities, meaning that tan x can be turned into the ratio sine x over cosine x, and cotangent x is the inverse of that, meaning it's cosine x over sine x. So you don't need to memorize those, but you do need to know where you can go to reference them, top of this page, okay? And we're going to use them to simplify a single trig expression. So simplify means to break it down as much as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at each piece that I have, and I'm going to try to rewrite it as one of the identities and see what cancels out. So cotangent x, I realize I can rewrite as cosine x over sine x. Secant x, I can rewrite as 1 over cosine x. And then sine x is just sine x. Okay, so let's see what happens. Remember, you can always cancel something from the numerator and from the denominator for the same through multiplication. So I see that we can eliminate cosine x and cosine x. And I also see that we can eliminate sine x and sine x. So what is left? Our answer is just 1. Okay, so if we were to simplify that, that would equal 1. Let's take a look at our second one. We have cosine x, secant x. So I'm going to rewrite it as cosine x. Secant is 1 over cosine x. And that's going to be all over cosine x, sine x. All right. Well, these cancel, leaving me with 1 over cosine x, sine x. Well, let's see. Cosine x, sine x, we know is cotangent x. So we could say that this is 1 over cotangent x, which is just tan x.